Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another series on Lung Lab. We will be covering the metaneb versus the IPv2C. You can see we've just turned on the device. I have it on the high frequency CHFO, which is their version of oscillation. Currently, the dial on the resistor is on 1. We're going to slowly move it up to 2, see what the manometer responds. It looks like it's giving us about maybe an 8, just under 10 centimeters of water pressure. And you see some wiggling happening from the lung. We're going to go ahead, let's move it up to 3. That resistance basically causing there to be more pressure. The needle is not dropping down to 0, so it seems to be sustaining a certain amount of pressure in the lung. We see some wiggling happening. We see some areas pinking up. There's some blebs. It's pretty diseased pig lung that they had here at the facility. So it's going to be pretty tough to open up, but let's see. Let's give it some time. You see certain areas that are pinking up, but it seems to pink up and then kind of collapse back down. Other areas are not being affected at all. Just a standard pig lung model. Of course, we don't have any additional interthoracic pressure or a vacuum effect. That would have been nice to be able to have the time to set up. So here's an up-close view. You see certain areas that are opening and then closing right back down. So it is reaching some deeper areas of the lung, but doesn't seem to be enough to maintain it. Let's give it some more time. Some close-ups. That area there seems to be pinking up pretty good. There's some areas. It just doesn't really sustain, though. It seems like between percussions, everything collapses right back down, and it's not really being able to sustain it. So the manufacturer in the literature has another mode on there where you can put constant PEP therapy, and you can deliver PEEPs as much as about 20 centimeters of water pressure. So I'm sure that we would be able to open up the lung with just a PEEP maneuver, but the percussions by themselves just did not provide that. So now let's set up our IPV, and let's go ahead and turn it on. We're going to put it to the lowest setting here, and maybe not the lowest, but pretty minimal. We're going to see, it looks like there's some wiggling happening with about a map of 3. So we'll see very minimal maps. The dial on this is now at 6, and that map of 6 is delivering and creating sort of a more robust percussion happening throughout the lung fields. So let's give that a little more time. Just slowing it down so we can kind of see the real details behind it. It seems to have the whole lung starting to recruit. There is a PEEP feature on this ventilator. The IPV therapy device has that ability on the 2C, but not the IPv1C. So currently we're going to move that arrow over to the 12 o'clock position, and that will get us about a PEEP of 5 with a map of 9. Frequency is 228. So we're about a couple minutes into the therapy.
30 to 32, right? Look at the female getting 30. 24 weeks to term is when you start seeing this, right? 25 weeks, inner portion of the external genitalia of the labia minora and the clitoris are very pronounced. So the proportion to the size of the kid will be much larger. Does that make sense? Okay. Outer portion becomes equal in prominence. This occurs around 30 to 32 weeks. Okay. This is a big one, the soul creases. Okay, so look, moving up to the neonate skin, you're seeing my head to the right. The creases on the soles of the feet, see on 5 and 4, who's got wrinkles feet here? Nobody got wrinkles feet? No, never smiling, you got wrinkles? Remember the further and everything, you can go in and kind of go along the soles of the feet. So you need to be now. That's what they do. On a finger survey, you learn one more thing, you see a line, a wild line. They're all pretty straight. So look at the feet, crease the difference kind of soles of the feet, and then here, and then the toes, right? Crease the here, the change the line of the same. So a younger baby is kind of this. See the little picture down there? So I do want that to be always be honey, breastfeeding and kind of this is how we as a feed when we're learning how to learn feed. We can notice those things, we don't have to do so much. But since they come out, little things like that, they just start like very tough to have are we comfortable with that? I know you are not necessarily. So what we need to know and ask us is understand. Like 32, and you should know if your heart rate is there, but it's below normal, a little under, you have one second heart rate is not normal. If it was normal, you'd be totally happy. Let's forget it. If you have back pain, you're not asking that it's wrong. Right? It's not regular, it's shallow, it comes up. There's effort, but it's not normal. If it's fast and regular, yeah, it's good.
So at this point, we had backed off our settings and the lung had completely deflated, de-recruited. We went ahead and began to adjust our settings just to show how easily it would re-recruit. It was working around a map of 9. And as you see this time around, the lung begins to more evenly pink up. Still has areas with some atelectasis and some areas of the lungs that just will not open up, and also some blebs that you can see. So this is a really diseased lung. It was difficult to initially recruit, but that's sort of why we use IPV for the sicker patients. unlike other percussion devices where you don't have the full ability to be able to recruit and simultaneously remove secretions, IPV has been shown to be able to do that along with ventilating and washing out CO2. I think it shows a clear benefit for some of the more diseased lungs, for example, in this pig lung model. Just overall more difficult to recruit, and we were able to successfully do that with this mode of ventilation. So yeah, I think going forward, if you guys are interested in learning more, getting more information, you can see more of my videos below, and please comment, hit the like button, and send me a message if you want to see more.